Hello and welcome to the first episode of the Team of the Month podcast for the year 2025. I am your host, Darius, and today I'm joined by my amazing co-host, Sasibo and Athma. We're so excited to bring you this special episode where we highlight our teams of the month. These are the website and the good teams. At IHF, teamwork is the backbone of everything we do, and these two teams have gone above and beyond in their contributions. So joining us today are two incredible guests who I like so much, who play a key role in these teams. They're Enekeme and Majesty. We're going to be talking about the work they do, the challenges they face, and what keeps them motivated to give their best. So let's get started. But before that, hi Athma and Sasibo, can you say hello?
Hello, everyone. Good evening, and welcome, Anikime. Welcome, Majesty. It's wonderful, especially for Anikime, who's usually on our side. So it's funny to actually interview him this time.
That's true.
Yes, welcome everyone. Good afternoon or good evening, I guess, depending on where you are. I'm feeling great today. Very curious to hear about the backstories of our wonderful interviewees. So we have a lot of questions for you guys today, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Doris, as well.
Thank you, Sasibo. Thank you, Athma. I'm going to ask the first question and I will let you guys ask. And if you need me to ask any other question, I'm available. So the first question there, I'd like both of you to introduce yourselves and tell us your role and tell us more about your role at IHF. I'll start with Enekeme.
Okay, thank you very much, Darius, and thank you very much, Sasibo, and the co-host as well. So my name is Anikeme Odaikom. I'm the co-lead of the goods management team as well as the lead of the website team. So we ensure that we also work on the website to ensure that the website is easy to access, managing the website and ensuring that all the volunteers as well as the IHF lovers can have access to information, vital information from the organization as well as send applications as well. So on the goods management side, which Majesty is most superior, has a lot more in-depth, which he has more in-depth knowledge. I think he can introduce that as well.
Okay, Majesty, please introduce yourself and tell us your role in IHF.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you guys for having me in this particular section. I really appreciate. My name is Majesty Jack, and I'm the lead of the GOOTS team and the co-lead of the website team. And for the GOOTS team, we focus mostly on looking out for good and reliable websites where volunteers will feel comfortable to post their ads. So that is just the whole summary of the GOOTS team. And for the website team, we normally do what we call by branding. We use the website to brand our website out to the audience and make it pleasing to the audience. Okay, so that is just the whole summary of the GOOTS team and the website team. Thank you, Darius.
Thank you, Majesty. Thank you, Enekeme. So now that we've known a bit about you guys, I'd like my co-host to Sasibo to start with the first question for you guys. Sasibo?
Yes, well, thank you guys so much for just highlighting the work you guys do. I know that you guys are jacks of all trades. You do so much for this organization. You're constantly there answering our questions, helping out the new volunteers. And it's hard to think of a time that you guys weren't a part of IHF, but I know that you guys always weren't always a part of IHF. So I'm very curious to hear about your guys' journeys to find IHF. Was it purely by accident? Were you recommended? And was it always something that you envisioned yourself to be a part of? And Nekime, I'm curious, especially for your background. What led you to this role that you're such a big part of at this moment?
Yeah, no, the role, I think, like you said, kind of accidental, but I won't say it was an accident. I would just say when I logged into charity jobs, because when I finished college, in my university that time, So my brother told me about my senior brother told me about charity jobs because that time he was in UK and how of and like when now that you're done with school, try to look for organization to throw out your skill and build your skill. Volunteer work is where you can make mistake. At the same time, those mistakes will not cause much harm at it should have when you are employed. So you can groom yourself, be good in whatever you do. So I just went to charity jobs and what I was looking for was website/IT. Then when I saw that, I just saw IHF, and I was applying with multiple accounts. So I was trying to get to be noticed, but I did with charity, IHF and many other organizations as well. But IHF was the one that replied to my application, and I think the rest was history.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I was very curious. So, I mean, then you always wanted to be part of a nonprofit or a charity organization. Is it something that you always envisioned yourself to be a part of, helping people, giving back?
NGO is something I love. I think has been part of our family tree to ensure that and I always love giving back to the society and as well as grooming my skills. So NGO has always been my top priority in the list. When I started Women's Agenda, so I always believe in giving back to the society. But I would say I read the mission of IHA, but at one point I knew that my journey I will cross path with an NGO organization.
Well, thank you for that. I know they say that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. So we're very lucky to have you with us. I know it happened almost by chance, but you took that opportunity and now we're blessed to have you with us. And same with you, Majesty. Can you elaborate a bit about how you found the path to IHF? What led you here? Was it similar to Anikame in terms of always wanting to be part of the nonprofit charity sector, or was it completely out of the domain that you normally were a part of?
Okay, thank you for that question. Actually, Anikeme's story is very interesting. Mine is not as interesting as his own. Okay, so I was just looking for a way to practice my skills and get more, real life experience now. So I found this particular website, Charity Jobs, and I decided to, fill in as much application as possible. And then luckily for me, my application was accepted by IHF now. So that's why I'm here. I don't really have that amazing story, you guess. Yeah.
I think it's interesting nonetheless. I mean, it was purely by chance, and maybe you didn't find yourself wanting to at first work in such a domain, but we're lucky to have you with us again. So I'm glad that you were able to find that on the website, and now you're with us today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Circling back to the same question of volunteering, have either of you volunteered before? I know, Anikame, you mentioned that it was part of your family tree. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I would say this is my first time starting working under an NGO. But when I say family tree, my uncle has been a top person in NGO, like knowing how to write grants and all those things. So he has been in the NGO space for a long time. So, and also I think my brother have done that for like a few weeks or months. So it has always been something that is attached to us to always be part of that, like crossing path with an NGO organization in our journey. I think one of our, in our firm, we have one NGO we call a Kwanfon, where we work on local, giving educations to local students, just similar to IHF, but more of checking. I don't know, it is in Nigeria. And so it's just something that has been part of our family story. But I think IHF has always been a magnificent blessing.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And Majesty?
Thank you for that question once again. Actually, this is actually my very first time working for an NGO, you get, and it's actually very nice in its own way, and at the same time difficult in its own way, you get. So yeah, this is my first time.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's interesting. Why I ask is also because my sister and I are both volunteers, and we grew up with that great habit of volunteering, of being part of the community. So as Anika may even mentioned, it's many times it runs in the family, and that's how we are introduced to volunteering and being part of the community.
Yeah, of course. I think we grew up doing that. We always gave back to the community, and we also received so much from our community. There's been some times that our communities had to have had hardships, and we had to get together. And it's great feeling to volunteer and to be a part of a community that's so giving. And you learn a lot when you're a part of this domain, this space, this nonprofit charity space. I know I've only been a part of IHF for a few weeks, but I've learned so much already. And both of you guys are so talented. You have so many skills. I was curious, is there a specific skill or maybe multiple skills that you've learned through IHF? And just an additional question adding on to that. Is there any skills that you've learned from IHF that you apply to your personal life?
Yeah, I would say I think one of the first and the biggest impact and skills IHF will build is maybe a GLD, which is the leadership skill. And as well as when we joined, I think when I joined, I was a little bit not that good in web, but I think that has improved as well. And in terms of podcasting, writing scripts and writing skills, being creative, I wasn't that good, but I just feel like IHF has given me that space and freedom to just explore and see myself in different fields, exploring and getting better in those aspects.
That's wonderful. Yes, I agree. Of course, leadership is something that is hard to teach. It's hard to learn, but it's something that you learn through experiences. It's difficult to apply, but I think that a lot of people are natural leaders as well, and I think that you're one of them. In the beginning, when we were unsure about certain aspects of the podcast team, and you were always there to reassure us, to remind us things, to text us back right away, and so you're a great leader. And Majesty, is there certain skills as well that I know you said that you've never volunteered before, but since being a part of such an organization, are there certain skills that you've learned through IHF, and are you able to apply them to your day-to-day life, your personal life?
Yeah, there are actually a lot of skills I've learned from IHF, but the specific three that I normally use to my day-to-day life is emotional control, communication, and leadership. Those three are very, very necessary. And IHF has enabled me to develop that skill to a very large extent, because at first I know that I was a very impulsive person. I was very quick to, getting angry, but ever since I've joined this particular organization, I've actually gotten a lot of emotional intelligence in the aspect of taming myself down. And I will obviously, recommend this particular, should I say, therapy to anybody that is going through such. Let them just come over to IHF and volunteer for maybe say 3 months, and they will see that their temper will calm down. That's for me. Thank you.
I absolutely agree. I think patience is a virtue, and that's something that you definitely also learn working with different people from different backgrounds, and especially with other volunteers.
Yeah, you're right, Atma. Majesty, what you said is so true because I think I've also learned a lot from IHF and things that I can also apply to real life. I also have a question for you, Majesty. I know that the good team is such a very hectic and stressful team because I'm a part of it, and it's so big because you literally have to manage all the GLDs in IHF. So what has been some of the biggest challenges you faced in your role?
Okay, the challenges I've faced are a lot, because, okay, let me start from the website on. from the website problem. You can search for as much website as possible, and there's so little control you have over the website. The only control you have is to find the websites and keep it, but we don't have any control with how the volunteer is going to post. The only thing we can do is to tell the volunteer, please, this is how you post on the website, and then a volunteer can decide to post anyhow on the website, leading to the website banning us. And the other issue can be from the website itself. Maybe this particular week the website will be working, and in the next 3 to 2 months the website will now be down, and then we'll now have to look for another website again to replace the faulty website, which is very uncertain. Yeah, and being in the GOOTS team is to handle alone. So that's why I have my amazing members ranging from Anikeme, Darius, and Mirabel. These people have been so amazing so far, because the issues we face on a weekly to a daily basis is very much, and we work as a team to try as much as possible to limit these issues that we have. Yeah, that is what I would just say for now. Yeah, I don't want to make it so long, because if I want to start listing the issues we have, the podcast, the section will end.
Yeah, I
Thank you,
understand.
Darius.
I understand. Thank you for sharing. And also, how have you? I know you mentioned teamwork, but aside teamwork, is there any strategy that you've used to be able to try to circum some of these problems, to deal with some of these problems? Is there any strategy or plan aside teamwork that you've put in place to help resolve these issues you're having?
Yes, the GOOTS team is a very peculiar team. It's not like any other team in the organization. It is hard to, it's hard to know if a particular member has carried out his or her in daily tasks if the stuff is not being shown. Like example, the reference team. Once they're done working, you just tag that particular mail done by this particular person. You get. So over here in the GOOTS team, we don't have that particular system. We just try as much as possible to do what I've been assigned to. But that's by the way. So there was a particular issue we had, which was the volunteers will just go to the spreadsheets and fill the spreadsheet with wrong ads that they have not posted. So we came up with the idea that any website you are going to be giving any volunteer will have a dashboard or a history where we can go there and see the specific ads that are posted. So when we brought out that particular system, and yes, you also send us a screenshot. So when we brought that particular system, we noticed that the amount of application we received into IHF was times 10. Yeah, especially from our official website. I think last week we had more than 80 plus applications. Sorry, I think yesterday alone we had 80 plus applications from just the IHF website alone. So that's we normally sit down together and think about new strategies. Maybe next week we bring another strategy. Next month we bring another strategy. So we're just a strategic team, actually. I hope I've answered your question, Darius.
Yes, you have, Majesty. Thank you. And Nikeme, the same question to you.
Yeah, our issues and challenges we faced in the website, and I think Majesty has said some parts in the GOOTS. And I think in the website we had some similar issue where we are trying to rebrand the website to make it look appealing. And there was an issue we had with the application page because it's kind of connected to GOOTS, because it's the door and is the entrance into IHF. And I think anybody that is passing through IHF might have passed through GOOTS in one way or the other without knowing, through social media, through recruitment websites, and through the IHF website. So it's kind of a door. But the website, it was the application page was not that good, and we were unable to track the number of applications we have each hour, each day, and every week. So I think we came up with the idea to rebrand the website to give us access to track, like Majesty gave us statistics here. So it's through that rebranding that we were able to have the total statistics of people joining. And I think we also did something that we can specify. Applicants can specify which particular division or part area of interest they want to do it in IHF. So by then we can then do is we just also created a subject of mail where applicants in the mail will go to the first response team with the subject of the team the person wants to join. So if the team is on high priority note list from the subject, they will know this particular person is interested in that team. So it was more of getting people into the right team and selecting them. But the other challenges we had on the website were all about other pages like the blog, the news, and a lot of things. But I think we're also working perfectly to ensure that we achieve that goal as well.
Thank you so much, Inekeme. Thank you for your response. And also, I think with the website and the good team, what you do is very evident. It's something that is very clear to the eyes. And you guys are doing so amazing because looking back from last year till now, there've been so much tremendous change. And it's all thanks to you guys in the website team and in the goods team. So thank you so much, both of you. Athma, you can go ahead with your question.
Thank you so much for sharing. I absolutely agree. I think that it's through time that we can actually see progress. And as long as we see progress, I mean, that's all you can ask for. I wanted to ask a question specifically about the podcast idea. I don't know if Anikime, you're the one who started the podcast or exactly how you got into the podcast team.
Okay, so the whole concept about the podcasting was, I think it started when I would just say, like I said last year, it was kind of when I joined IHF. I wanted to be in the website team, but based on the security level, I wasn't given access to be in the website team, but was given access to be in the social media team. And the whole process was kind of very difficult at that time because I was lonely. We only had Sylvia and John, but I think I was kind of silent in the team. But after some weeks and months, I think last 2 years, November, that's 2023. Carol, when she asked me why am I not active, so I think I just told her that I'm not confident when I'm waiting to get content from a certain group. I always like to generate content. I think I'm very okay generating content, but because of my accent, like if you can listen to my English, it's not that perfect. And she's an American, so you guys are more, I think, good in English. So she thought I was saying
your
podcast.
accent's perfect. But she thought podcast. That's actually a funny story.
So that was how everything started. So it was kind of, she heard the wrong word and it turned out to be something that it is now.
Oh wow, it's interesting. And did you ever listen to podcasts before joining the podcast team?
Yeah, actually, the podcast has always been my dream skill or a path where I want to be. Because even when I'm walking on the road, I used to speak to myself every single time. Sometimes I would be like an interviewer, sometimes I would be like someone that is being interviewed. So in one way or the other, I saw myself even though I'm not good, but my heart was in the podcast, being interviewed or being behind the scene, ensuring that this works. So I think it's something I genuinely love doing. So I've been listening to a series of podcasts, like I think the popular person, and I used to listen to wrestling podcasts, football podcasts, politics podcasts, tech podcasts. Most popular person I used to like about podcasts is the current president, so Donald Trump, and because of how they respond to podcast questions, American questions, like this guy, I've forgotten the name, that's kind of he's called and used to interview popular people, and also TED podcast that interviews richest people, Elon Musk, and so on and so forth. So they used to listen to a lot of podcasts and interviews.
Oh, that's so interesting. How about you, Majesty? How do you feel about being on this podcast now? And do you usually listen to podcasts?
Yeah, it's very, very nice to be, very, very nice. And I don't really listen to podcasts actually, maybe once in a while. And the kind of podcast I listen to is always this oral podcast. It's not really that much.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
Yeah, I agree on the point that first of all that the website team is incredible, doing an incredible job. And I'm glad that there is a podcast because it allows us to interview people who are behind the wonderful website. Because I actually, when I first found IHF, I went on the website. I'm not a huge fan of social media, for example, Instagram. I don't have an Instagram personally. And so I didn't go on the Instagram first. I went on the website first, and it was beautiful. What struck me specifically was all the pictures of the children. And so you knew immediately what IHF was all about. It's about the children. It's about education, making a change, smiling children. I absolutely love that. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to the website team. You're doing such a wonderful job. But at the same time, I've done a bit of social media website creation back in my day. I mean, in different internships and volunteering as well. And I know it's a very, very difficult job. And you guys are always busy. So I'm just wondering, how do you guys relax during your busy schedules? Is there a specific hobby? Do you guys go to the gym, take a walk? Majesty, you don't listen to podcasts, but do you watch any shows or read books? What do you do to relax after a very long day of IHF and also your personal lives?
Okay. What do I normally do when I face any hard case, right? That's the question, right?
Yes, I mean, especially because you guys are so busy and you guys are doing so much. So how do you relax yourself? How do you take a deep breath? Do you do any hobbies, or do you relax, meditate? What keeps Majesty sane and well during the day?
Cousin I have. So yeah, this my cousin is very weird. Yeah, a very weird person, an interesting person at the same time. So when I used to have like all this bad day now, I normally used to reach out to my cousin now, and then we talk about it. And sometimes I prank the guy now. I normally prank. I do a prank call on the guy, and we talk about our issues together. We just just say that there's this particular person I have in my life that if anything goes wrong, I get to talk to him, and everything clicks back to normal. And I also play football. When he's not around, I can play football and have fun. Not really much, actually.
Thank you for that. That's funny that I was laughing at prank calling as well. Yeah, that's something that we used to do, especially back in the day when we didn't have much of the internet. It used to be like certain voices that you could play from certain websites. And you could, let's say, have a fake voice that would say certain words. So I remember prank calls too back in my youth. So that's hilarious. I'm curious about Anikame. Is that also something that you do? Do you gain energy from the people that you love? Do you like to be alone? Do you read books or go out for a walk? What keeps Anikame as energetic as he always seems to be?
Thank you very much for being in. So first, I think aside from IHF and work and creativity, I think since I work more on being creative, I always try to research more, watching documentaries, like looking at watching YouTube, looking at the algorithm and looking at the things that people have failed, how did they fail, and a lot of things. And as well as a football lover, being a football lover, Barcelona, and liking Lionel Messi, which is currently in your country, United States. So I used to also watch Lionel Messi, which I'm very passionate about. I watch his old clip, watch football, Barcelona, also play football at some points, and try as much as possible to also watch comedy clips, because what keeps me energetic is all about making people happy. And for you to make people to be happy, you have to be good to people. At the same time, you have to be kind of have the sense of humor for them to be able to be around good people, and for people to also love you. So I think those are the things I find doing when I'm not busy.
Well, thank you so much, Anikame, for that. Ahmad, do you have anything to add?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing. I wanted to ask you both, since you both come from countries that love their food and their cuisine, especially Anikame, I know that he loves to ask the question to every interviewed person about food. Obviously, we're all fans of it. I wanted to ask you both. So, what would be your favorite birthday food? Is there a food that you would have to have on a special day, special occasion? For example, your birthday every year.
I like our country trademark food, jollof rice. So I always like to eat Nigerian jollof rice. I think also spaghetti. So I don't know if you know these two rice. If you have come across it before, if you have been in contact with any Nigerian, you might have heard that Nigerian jollof and spaghetti. Those are the two foods I would love to eat on my birthday.
That's interesting. So spaghetti, how do you prepare it? Is it the traditional Italian spaghetti? Because I know jollof rice is beautiful, it tastes delicious, and every country has their own version of jollof rice. But spaghetti, is it different, or is it the traditional like Italian one?
I don't know. I don't know how. I know for Italian spaghetti, it also happens sometimes in America as well. Some place in America, you guys don't break your spaghetti; just put it full like that, very long, and keep boiling it. No, 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 no. Here we break our spaghetti, cram into small tiny pieces. It's a hot water. We then, after parboiling the spaghetti, just few minutes, you then put your tomato, your spice, and everything. And it's just like similar to how we cook jollof rice, but just a different. One is pasta, and the other one is kind of starch.
But what spices do you put in then?
We put Maggi, we put salt, we put pepper, a lot of pepper. We also put
Pepper.
thyme. There's a lot of things we put. Just that's those. I think those are the major things we put in our spaghetti, and also jollof rice. I think that's how we cook jollof rice as well, to make it red, to change the color to red.
Okay, so Nigerian jollof rice and spaghetti. You love your carbs. Yeah. How about you, Majesty? Do you have any nostalgic sacred dishes?
Yes, I do. I actually do. There's this particular family secret dish that we passed on from generation to generation. And the name of the food is alligator soup and fufu. It is a very sacred food. You get, it's not all Nigerians that have the privilege to enjoy this particular food I'm talking about. It is alligator soup and fufu. Yeah.
It sounds delicious. And do you eat it with meat?
Yeah, alligator is the meat.
Ah, delicious. That tastes so delicious. You have to share with us
Yeah,
your
alligator is
secret
the meat.
recipe.
Do you want to know how we prepare it?
Yes.
Sorry, it's a secret recipe now.
No.
It's a secret recipe. I can only tell you how we prepare. I can tell you how we do the fufu, but I cannot tell you how we do the alligator meat.
Okay. No, because I know, I mean, I love Nigerian, some Nigerian food. I mean, you have to give us some recommendations. But I recently made Nigerian pasties. They're kind of like with the stuffing was absolutely delicious.
Yeah. It is.
All this talk of food is making me incredibly hungry. Yes, I mean, I think that we just maybe need to have a podcast that's solely dedicated to food, because we're obviously all obsessed. And just like recipe sharing, that'll be an IHF special. Well, it's January 31st. It's almost February. It's and also it was the Chinese New Year, so now it's the year of the snake, that symbolizes rebirth, regeneration, the pursuit of love and happiness, and new beginnings. So good things for 2025. I'm curious to hear if you both have well, not just resolutions, but I guess things you'd like to see in 2025 for your team, perhaps for yourselves as well. And Akime, do you have any resolutions or hopefuls, I guess, something that you'd like to see in the upcoming year?
Yeah, I think yes, absolutely. I do have many New Year resolutions for my team as well. So I think the one we had for the website team is currently ongoing, and I think everyone will see it in the next few weeks. It's a very big project we are currently working on, and also will help in the GOD program. So it's I think the New Year resolution on the website was all about making the website a library for IHF, where every single person can go there, have access to multiple and a lot of informations, a lot of materials, a lot of products, a lot of things from IHF, both history-wise, future plans, and also current things happening. So we just wanted the website to be a lovable place. We want it to be a lovable place where every single person can go there, be educated, gather up skills, and also a lot of things, including the podcast from the CEO, the video, and the new training. So it's a lot of things that will be happening, kind of a resolution, and just trying to achieve whatever we want to do. Another resolution for myself is just to, I don't know. I keep I think we are just 31 days into 2025. I've forgotten my New Year resolution. Jesus Christ. So I think it's all about, I try to remember one, but it's all about saving money and traveling. I think, I don't even know.
I get that. No, I think everyone can resonate with both of those. But I love that, yes, especially for the website. I think that's a wonderful, wonderful idea. I think that website should be accessible, and I feel like many people forget how accessible technology should be. If you go on a website, you should be able to find everything about either the organization or the association. I absolutely love how the website is right now, but it would be wonderful to have additional notes to it to learn more about what IHF is about. And yes, I agree that, you know, it's hard to sometimes find personal resolutions. What do you want to see in the new year? And you could also come up with a resolution halfway through the year. It doesn't necessarily need to be, you know, before January or, you know, the first couple of weeks. You could also decide something that you want in July. How about yourself, Majesty? Is there something that are there certain ideas or things you'd like to see applied in our year of 2025 for the website team and also specifically for yourself?
Yeah, actually, I would want the website team to, develop in an unimaginary way. Maybe we can also integrate AI into our website and make it very, very user friendly and very easy to use. And in all, I would just want the organization to be a very loving family where everybody can get to feel home and comfortable with one another. Yeah, that's actually everything.
Oh, those sound wonderful already. And yes, I agree 100% about user friendly. I think that's something that you guys stated. And it's wonderful that you want people to feel comfortable using the website and not at all overwhelmed or make it difficult. It shouldn't be too difficult to click on a website and to have all the information that you need, especially in this day and age. I feel like we have so much technology and we've advanced so much, but sometimes it's this overload of information and we don't know what to look for. So thank you guys on behalf of everyone making IHF the goal and the message of IHF known through your website.
Both of you are so very productive and you have so many ambitions and goals that you're accomplishing. I wanted to ask you, do you guys have some advice or maybe even like life hacks that you can give to the other volunteers on being productive? I don't know if there are some actual steps that you can take, or I don't know if you have, I don't know if it's alarms or calendars or agendas or whatever it is that you do to keep everything on task and maintain a very balanced work-life relationship.
Well, I will say following your heart, doing what you love, because if you love whatever you're doing and you will go to any length to succeed. I think when I joined IHF, that's one particular phrase of line that is I think Carol, the CEO, have said to me that has been a life-changing one. I know your heart and I trust your heart. So it's all about, if I have passion for web development, I will go to any length. So if just do what you love. You don't need to. I used to have schedule calendar of my days, all those things, but if I love something, I will overdo it. I want it to succeed. I can go to any length. So it's just you doing what you love, being at the right place at the right time, doing what you love. I think that's my life hack.
Beautiful, beautiful. How about you, Majesty? Any life hacks? Any advice for us struggling?
Yeah, if you are struggling, if you are struggling, those know that from true pain comes great things. You get this is how you can channel the pain you feel into getting something excellent in the future, and upgrading any situation you are actually in. Yeah, that's actually for me.
Yes. Okay. And do you feel like sometimes IHF kind of takes over your personal life? Do you think that some of your professional ambitions take over and you feel like, oh, okay, this is too much, or I need a break, or I have to kind of rein in on the reins a little bit?
Uh, Actually, I can't be more grateful than I can't thank IHF well enough for the kind of life it has given me, because I don't really want to be normal and mediocre or average. You get, so the kind of pressure that IHF puts me into is very, very essential, because we all know that people who are going to be in higher positions will obviously go through such before they blossom to being world recognizable. You get, so I'm really grateful for what IHF have done to me. That's helped me a lot. Like, when I mean a lot, it has helped me a lot.
Wonderful. With great power comes great responsibility.
Yeah, with great power comes great responsibility.
And Nikime?
Yeah, I agree with Majesty. It's just I think when the day is too dark, there comes the morning, and don't give up in anything you're doing. When people tell you that it's impossible, treat the word impossible with nothing much more than motivation, and believe in yourself, trust your heart. And when people disagree with you in anything you're doing, know that you're doing the right thing. And people who love you will always value what you do. Be at the right place, because when you are in the right place, you are going to be valued more when you are in where you should be valued.
I absolutely agree. That's incredibly true, and I think that's why it's almost destined for you. And if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Athma and Sasibo so far. Thank you, Enikeme. Before we round up, I have one question or two. You can answer as one, which is what is the future for both of your teams? And if anyone wants to join your team, is it open for new volunteers, and how do they join? Majesty, I'll start with you.
Okay, so I'm very sorry for this noise. This particular carpenter just came out of nowhere. So I'm going to move to another place. Can you start with Anikeme so that I can move my location to another place, please?
No problem. Enikeme.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, so the future of the website team, I think, since both of our teams are kind of similar to each other, but just like a superior one, the future of the website team, like I said, is to be a library where every single person can come learn. I think we also have a program called the GOD program, where we are training people on being leaders. So sometimes you can as well. We are going to give access to a lot of information, a lot of materials, a lot of products for you to go through and have access to it and be kind of growing your skill. Another thing we are currently working on, which will be available very soon, all our podcasts, which is all the Humanity Bridge podcasts, will be available on our website very soon. And as well as we'll give access to the CEO's podcast as well, so you can as well listen to it and drop comment. The blog page is live, more content to be posted there. We also have a big project, which is the team pages and as well as the individual leads pages, where you get to read a lot about the teams to know if it matches your skill and qualification level and your preferences as well. And if the team or the lead page as well will be a kind of a page where you look at the statistics and how IHF has helped this particular lead to be at a certain level. I think all of us do have. So it's going to be a place where both the volunteer and the non-volunteer and also the IHF lovers have a voice. It's just the key word. It will be a place where we all have a voice. And when I say voice, the leads, everybody have what to say about IHF, how IHF has helped them. So it's going to be that place where those voices can be posted there for any other person who wants to join to also read about it. For members joining the team, we are always open to any, because of this project, a lot of project we have. I think we need more hands to help us to achieve these goals. And I think that's all for the website. And for the relationship between the goods and the website, we just want to ensure that the website will be the primary source of applications. So because I think we have achieved 50% of that, having over 300 and something application in 3 weeks, I think we are actually aiming to that. So people will see the website as a safe place to apply than the normal recruitment website.
A really interesting project in Ekime that you're working on. I'm sending love and light to you and your team members because you really need it. But yeah, I know that it's going to be a success. And thank you for all you do for IHF. Majesty, I'll ask you the same question.
Okay, yes. How do you get into the GOOTS team? First of all, right now we are looking for full-time volunteers, yes, because the the work we are going to be doing in the organization is going to be very cumbersome. So we need people who are going to be full-time so that they can be able to, allocate a lot of time from their day-to-day activity to the organization so that we can move the team further. And you have to be somebody who has a lot of emotional control because you are dealing with a different set of people. Okay, so you'll be seeing different characters and behaviors. So we need those kind of people in the team currently. So that's the criteria. First, you have to be full-time, and then you have to have some little skills into your background, or we can teach you. You don't even need to have it. So far as you're a full-timer, we can teach you how to have this particular skills so that you can help grow the team and the organization. Thank you, Darius.
Thank you, Majesty. Thank you so much. I think those people, our listeners listening here, if they want to apply, they've heard your criteria, and I think it's easily understood. Sasibu, do you have anything to add?
Oh, I just wanted to thank both of you guys, both Majesty and Inikime. The teamwork was very important. Talent wins games, but teamwork and intelligence win championships. A little quote from Michael Jordan. I love how you guys overstated teamwork and continue to build that teamwork, enlarging the team itself to do better. And you guys are so passionate about making sure that IHF is the best that it can be. And it's wonderful right now, but there's, reach for the stars. And so thank you guys both for all the work that you do, that you continue to do. And I hope that more people will be influenced and inspired to join the team and be a part of a team with both of you wonderful people in it.
I absolutely agree. I also think that our team, if it works well and we communicate, it starts to become more of a family. Everybody has each other's back. And so far, I've had great experiences working with the podcast team. And I hope that the other volunteers feel the same way about each other team that they work with.
And Ekime, Majesty, do you have anything to say? Because Sasibu and Athma has been praising you.
Okay, I think I would.
No pressure, no, we didn't compliment you out of an obligation. We genuinely mean these compliments. You guys are really wonderful.
Yeah, I will say thank you very much for the compliments, and I think thank you all for this amazing section. So thank you very much, Sasibu, Athma, Darius. Thank you, and we have gotten some wise quotes as well. The way you guys were saying, there's always room for improvement, but there is an improvement as well. But we have to reach the stars. So I think thank you very much for that as well, and for teamwork and for loving IHF, for being in our organization. We always love and cherish that. And I think to the listeners as well, you all know if you want to join any team or the organization as well, the website is a safe place. And the recruitment website as well from our profile is also a safe place, which Majesty will also give you more information on that later, which our website URL is ihfonline.org. But if you want to apply, you can do / just do application. So that's the website which we are trying to review to make it a safe place for every single person. Love yourself, love whatever you do. And remember that IHF gives global leadership platform, GLD. You can as well try that because we all need leaders in our society. The quality of our children, our youth, is the future of that society. Thank you very much for whatever you guys have done. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. We have to shoot for the moon. Even if we miss, we'll land among the stars.
And Majesty, this has been such an insightful conversation. Thank you to Anikim and Majesty for sharing your experiences and giving us behind the scenes look at the incredible work you guys do in the website and the good team. And of course, a big thank you to my co-hosts, Sasibul and Afma, for making this discussion even more engaging. To our listeners, we hope you enjoyed this episode. If you're interested in volunteering or learning more about what we do at IHF, like Anikim has said, please be sure to visit our website and follow us on social media. Until next time, keep making a difference, and we'll see you in the next episode of the IHF podcast. Good night and bye.